Well, it's 10 a.m. by the studio clock. You're watching Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Tina Jha with the breakfast news. These are the headlines this morning. India puts onus on Pakistan to normalize ties, approaches FBI and other agencies to help probe Pathankot attack. This as Pakistan alleges India staged the attack and is hiding witnesses. Situation inside the NIT campus in Srinagar remains tense as students seek shifting of campus out of Kashmir. Home Minister and HRD Minister speak to Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister, says no threat to security of children. Supreme Court pulls up centre for not releasing adequate funds for Manrega to states to tackle drought. Bombay High Court slams BCCI over water wastage for IPL, suggests tournament be moved out of state, reeling under severe drought. UEFA headquarters raided as part of Panama Papers leak that pulled FIFA President Gani Infantino into scandal. US calls for international tax reforms as France puts Panama back on tax haven blacklist. And India take on world champions Australia at the Aslan Shah Cup hockey tournament being played in Malaysia. Asian Games champion beat Japan in the opening match on Wednesday. Now, amid reports that Pakistan's joint investigation team has submitted an adverse report against India to its Prime Minister, a first official reaction has come in from the team of investigators who visited the Pathankot airbase attack last week. And that too is not appealing at all. Pakistan has accused India of not producing key witnesses before its probe panel. Most of these witnesses belong to the security forces and were not subject to questioning by the Pakistani probe team. Now, India on its part has once again put the onus on Pakistan to normalize ties, saying terrorism has once again become the focal point of the relationship between both countries. In the wake of the Pathankot terror strike, terrorism and militancy have once again become the focal point of Indo-Pak ties. Foreign Secretary S. Jaishankar said this at an event in New Delhi on Wednesday, further adding that it will be hard for India to treat the relations as normal unless Pakistan addresses the issue effectively.
Until we are able to address the issue effectively, obviously, it is hard for us to say that the relationship is normal, because this is what puts Pakistan in a different category than our other neighbors, because this is not an issue that comes up with other neighbors. So yes, terrorism remains very much the focus of the relationship, and Pathankot has made it so as well.
The Foreign Secretary also maintained that given the challenge of the relationship with Pakistan, India certainly has fared well in keeping the focus firmly on the central issue of terrorism. He said it's important for both countries to work together in countering terrorism. However, Pakistan clearly seems to be averse to this idea. Just days after India allowed a joint investigation team from Pakistan to visit the Pathankot attack site and conduct its probe there, a move made for the first time and which drew severe criticism for the government, the neighbouring country has accused India of not producing witnesses belonging to security forces before its probe panel. Meanwhile, the Indian investigating agency, the NIA, has approached probe agencies of some foreign countries, including the US's Federal Bureau of Investigation, to help probe the Pathankot terror attack. India has also taken up at a very high level with China the issue of Beijing blocking its bid to have Jaish-e-Mohammed chief and Pathankot attack mastermind Masood Azhar as a designated terrorist by the United Nations.
It's something we have taken up with the Chinese. We've taken it up at a fairly high level. And we will continue to pursue this with the Chinese. But this is an issue, it's an issue to be pursued with the Chinese in a UN context.
Last week, China stopped UN Sanctions Committee from designating Masood Azhar as a terrorist, saying his case did not meet requirements of the Security Council. A similar move was made by China last July when it halted India's efforts at the United Nations to take action against Pakistan for the release of Mumbai terror attack mastermind Zakir Rahman Lakhvi. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. On to the latest from the Panama paper leaks. The Reserve Bank of India, which is part of the multi-agency probe team set up by the government to probe the Panama paper leaks, has cautioned against jumping to any conclusion without the entire truth being revealed. RBI Deputy Governor S.S. Mundra said yesterday that the probe team needs to look into the evidence to find out what is legitimate and what is not. RBI Governor Raghuram Rajan had also said on Tuesday that the team will first look into the legitimacy of such holdings of Indians named in the leaked Panama list. He also said that it's important to note that there are legitimate reasons to have accounts outside, and the liberalized remittance scheme allows an individual to take money outside India. Apart from officials from the RBI, the investigating team comprises of experts from the CBDT and FIU, which is the Financial Intelligence Unit. The Panama Papers have disclosed a list of nearly 500 Indians, including celebrities and industrialists who have allegedly stashed money in offshore entities in Panama, which is considered to be a tax haven. Meanwhile, opposition parties have asked the government to submit the leaked documents in the Supreme Court or form a joint parliamentary committee to probe the case.
भारत सरकार ईमानदारी से पनामा लीक कांड की जांच कराए, जॉइंट पार्लियामेंट्री कमेटी बनाए, एमपीज का एक दल जांच करे इस बात की, और सीबीआई या जो इनके पास अदर सोर्सेज हैं उनकी जांच अलग चले, पार्लियामेंट्री जांच अलग चले। मैं ये कहना चाहता हूं, जो देश के अरबों खरबों रुपए को जिन्होंने टैक्स हेवन के रूप में जाके वहां पे लगाया है, बिना भारत सरकार को लगाया है, वो चाहे जो भी उनके खिलाफ कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए।
And even as the fallout of the Panama Papers leak continues worldwide, US President Barack Obama has called for international tax reforms. Meanwhile, France has once again blacklisted Panama as an uncooperative tax haven. The Panama revelations are prompting public backlash, official investigations, and it has so far claimed at least one high-profile resignation, that of Iceland's Prime Minister.
We've had another reminder in this big dump of data coming out of Panama that tax avoidance is a big global problem. It's not that they're breaking the laws, it's that the laws are so poorly designed that they allow people, if they've got enough lawyers and enough accountants, to wiggle out of responsibilities that ordinary citizens are having to abide by.
US President Barack Obama has called for international tax reforms in the wake of the Panama Papers leak. Obama's remark comes at a time when the leak has created uproar around the world. US Justice Department is examining the leaked documents, while several other countries too are investigating possible financial wrongdoing by the rich and the powerful. The row claimed its first victim on Tuesday, Iceland's Prime Minister Sigmundur David Gunnlaugsson, who resigned amidst a row over his family's offshore investments. Iceland's government has now named Fisheries Minister Sigurdur Ingi Johannsson as its new Prime Minister and called for early elections. On Wednesday, France put Panama back on the tax haven blacklist. However, Panama is attempting to fight the reputation, saying it could respond with similar measures against France or any other country that follows France's lead.
Capacité de respecter des grands principes internationaux. Il a voulu nous le faire croire. Il a pu obtenir ainsi qu'il ne soit plus inscrit sur la liste noire des paradis fiscaux. Ceci ne sera plus possible et la France a décidé
sobre las sociedades offshore para atacar los servicios financieros del país, desconociendo abiertamente las reformas sin precedentes que está llevando a cabo el gobierno. No vamos a aceptar que se use a Panamá como chivo expiatorio de las acciones.
Meanwhile, the Swiss police raided the European football body UEFA to gather information about a contract disclosed in the Panama Papers that was signed by Gianni Infantino. Meanwhile, the Panamanian law firm that is at the center of the data leak says it was victim of a hack. Denying the leak was an insider's job, Mossack Fonseca has filed a complaint with the Panamanian Attorney General's office.
Fuera de contexto. Por ejemplo, el de Brasil es un correo del 2005 y creo que era que estábamos mudándonos al sistema digital en aquel momento. Estábamos mudando al sistema digital y ellos tenían un montón de papeles en la oficina y alguien dijo que había que
11 million documents held by Mossack Fonseca were passed to a German newspaper, which then shared them with the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists. These documents show how the company has helped clients launder money, dodge sanctions, and also evade taxes. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Shifting focus to some other news now. The Bombay High Court has pulled up the BCCI and the cricket bodies of Maharashtra and Mumbai over wastage of water for IPL matches and suggested to move the tournament out of the state. Now, the court said it was a criminal wastage knowing the situation in the state as more than half of Maharashtra villages are drought hit. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court also pulled up the centre for not releasing adequate funds to states for Manrega and asked it to provide immediate relief to the drought-hit states.
With the drought situation worsening in Maharashtra, the Bombay High Court pulled up the Maharashtra state cricket body over water wastage and suggested the BCCI to shift the venue of the Indian Premier League matches out of the state. The High Court was hearing a PIL which stated that about 6 million litres of water is being spent on maintaining pitches at the Wankhede Stadium and 2 other stadiums for the IPL. The court further slammed the MCA, saying it was a criminal wastage knowing the situation of the state.
The judges put forth a question to the BCCI and MCA, okay, where do we get this water from? And when the state is actually facing worse kind of drought, is it not wise that water should not be provided there and IPL venue should be shifted out of Maharashtra? When this question was put forward before MCA Council, the only answer which they could give was the water which they are using is tanker water.
The Maharashtra Cricket Association has argued that it purchases water for its use and also that this water is not drinkable.
It is a fact that the MCA is sensitive about this issue. The water needs to be saved, nobody can deny about it. Looking at the current situation, I can only make one statement that MCA and Wankhede doesn't use the water which has been supplied by the BMC or which is usable for drinking purpose.
Maharashtra is reeling under severe water shortage this summer owing to deficient monsoon last year. 21 districts in the state are drought affected. The state government recently declared 11,962 villages in Vidarbha as drought affected, meaning that more than half of the villages in the state are drought hit. Last year, more than 3,000 farmers in Maharashtra took their lives, the highest in the last 14 years.
बोले तो 3 साल से पानी नहीं, खेती में कुछ आया नहीं और आगे क्या करने का, कैसे जीने का, इसी टेंशन की वजह से वो विचार करते थे बार-बार, उसका वही सोच उनके दिमाग में रहती थी, उसी टेंशन में उन्होंने सुसाइड कर लिया.
The Supreme Court also pulled up the centre for not giving Manrega funds in the drought-hit areas. Expressing concern over the situation in 9 drought-hit states, the Apex Court rapped the government for turning a blind eye to the situation and asked it to provide relief now and not after 1 year.
They have asked the union government to file an affidavit by tomorrow morning saying how they propose to implement Manrega, how much funds are they going to release, how are they going to clear pending liabilities, which are 12,500 crore rupees, and how they are going to provide adequate funds for the next 3 months.
Meanwhile, in view of severe water shortage in Mumbai's adjoining Thane, the district administration has set up a round-the-clock control room and launched a toll-free number to receive complaints against misuse or commercialization of water. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And while Maharashtra is reeling under severe drought, in neighbouring Telangana, heat wave has claimed at least 66 lives since the onset of summer this year, with temperature breaching the 40-degree mark at several places. According to the State Disaster Management Authority, the highest number of deaths due to sunstroke were reported from Mehbubnagar, which accounted for 28 deaths. Telangana has been witnessing high temperatures for several days now. The highest maximum temperature of 43 degrees Celsius was recorded at Nalgonda in the last 24 hours. The state government has said it has prepared an action plan to prevent heat-related deaths and is launching an app to alert people about fast-changing weather conditions through mobile phones. The centre has also released 380 crore rupees as part of the Calamity Relief Fund. The state government is waiting for the release of remaining 400 crore rupees from the centre.
It is very hot today. Vijayawada is on blaze. We are unable to take our children to the school even. The sun is very heavy and mostly old people and milking babies are troubling a lot.
We'll slip into a very short break here on Breakfast News. More updates on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
Tales that inspire. Stories of social change. A salute to diversity. Promoting public discourse. Events that motivate. Inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries on Rajya Sabha television.
Thanks for staying with us. News from Jammu and Kashmir now. Separatist and politician Sajjad Gani has resigned from the newly formed PDP-BJP government in the state. His resignation comes a day after he was sworn in. The Chief Minister is, however, yet to accept the resignation as she is awaiting a final word from the BJP. Sajjad was made a minister from the BJP's quota. Who's the son of former separatist leader Abdul Gani, tendered his resignation to Mehbooba Mufti, apparently unhappy over the portfolio of social welfare and administrative reforms. In the previous Mufti Mohammed Said government, was allocated animal husbandry portfolio, over which he had resigned but was persuaded not to press for it. Did not meet any of the BJP leaders and instead left for New Delhi, in fact, from Jammu. Meanwhile, the situation in the NIT campus in Srinagar continues to be tense, with CRPF deployed there following police lathi charge on the students. The students who met the visiting HRD team have said they do not feel safe inside the campus. They're also demanding a shifting of the campus out of Kashmir.
Tension continues to prevail on the NIT campus in Srinagar, with outstation students making a slew of demands to the 3-member HRD team that was rushed from Delhi to resolve the crisis there. The students expressed a sense of insecurity at the campus of the prestigious Engineering Institute. Home Minister Rajnath Singh and HRD Minister Smriti Irani spoke to Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti, who has assured security to all students.
मैंने वहाँ के मुख्यमंत्री महबूबा जी से बात किया और उन्होंने पूरी स्थिति का जायजा लेने के बाद और वहाँ आवश्यक जो भी निर्देश देने चाहिए सारे स्टूडेंट्स को सिक्योरिटी प्रोवाइड करने के लिए ये सब निर्देश देने के बाद उन्होंने फिर से मुझे टेलीफोन करके अवगत कराया कि नहीं हम सभी बच्चों को पूरी तरह से सुरक्षित रखेंगे, चिंता की कोई बात नहीं है।
मैंने स्वयं महबूबा मुफ्ती जी से बात की है। उन्होंने न सिर्फ इस बात से मुझे आश्वस्त करवाया है कि विद्यार्थी वहाँ सुरक्षित हैं, बल्कि साथ ही डिवीजन लेवल पर वहाँ पर उन्होंने इंक्वायरी भी शुरू की कि इस प्रकार की घटना वहाँ कैसे हुई।
In Jammu, parents of the students have expressed apprehension over the safety of their wards. They're now demanding the shifting of the institute out of Kashmir.
We are very concerned about our children who are studying in the NIT Srinagar. They are not being allowed to interaction with their media persons to express their grievances. They are being harassed by the administration, J&K police.
और रात को हम पूरी रात नहीं सोए हैं। वो बोल रहे हैं हमारी पिटाई कर रहे हैं, वो कर रहे हैं, धमकियां मार रहे हैं, वो कर रहे हैं, आगे पीछे से पथराव चलता है। वो बोल रहे हैं आपको 6 महीने 3 साल तक हम सर्टिफिकेट नहीं देंगे, नहीं हम आपको पढ़ाएंगे। जे बातें करेंगे। वहाँ माहौल ठीक होना चाहिए, बच्चों को सेफ्टी होनी चाहिए।
They are being intimidated by the outside and inside, and we want that our ward should be safe and sound there. They should be provided adequate security, and administration of that NIT should be shifted from that place to another NIT so that our children could feel certain relief inside there.
हमने लगभग 500 छात्रों के साथ वार्तालाप की है। हमने कहा है कि जो छात्र विचलित है वो हमें बतलाएं ताकि हम उन्हें सहयोग दे सकें। छात्रों ने मार्किंग को लेकर, मार्कशीट्स को लेकर कोई भी एप्रीहेंशन प्रस्तुत नहीं की। 1-2 छात्रों ने कहा कि वो घर जाना चाहते हैं, उनके घर जाने की व्यवस्था भी मंत्रालय की ओर से हम कर रहे हैं। 11 तारीख से वहाँ एग्ज़ाम्स हैं। जब तक एग्जाम्स पूरे नहीं होंगे तब तक भारत सरकार के मेरे विभाग के अफसर वहां पर मौजूद रहेंगे।
The situation on the campus that was tense after clashes following India's World T20 exit worsened after police lathi charged students who were trying to leave the campus. Many students were injured in police action.
जिन पुलिस ऑफिशियल्स ने या जिसने भी अपनी जिम्मेदारी से ज़्यादा करने की कोशिश की और हाई हैंडेडनेस की है, उसके लिए मैंने अभी डीजी को डायरेक्ट किया है, आईजी को भी कहा है कि उसकी इंक्वायरी हो और जो भी एप्रोप्रिएट एक्शन है इस मामले में होना चाहिए।
There have been reports of alleged excesses. We have taken note of them. There have been some clips also going on the Facebook and the social media. We have taken a note of that. I spoke to the Divisional Commissioner. I spoke to the Director General Police, Mr. K. Rajendra. I spoke to the IGP and the SSP Srinagar, Mr. Amit Kumar, has been posted there. He is personally supervising the whole issue. So there should be no apprehensions. I reassure the parents. There has to be no apprehensions.
Meanwhile, Youth Congress leaders protested in Jammu with the situation at the NIT campus. The Congress alleged that the NDA government has different yardsticks on the issue of nationalism. It also questioned Prime Minister's silence over police action on NIT students. Former Chief Minister of the state, Omar Abdullah, tweeted saying that the centre should allow the state government to handle the issue on the campus and the need of the hour is tactful handling. The Press Council of India has expressed concern over restrictions imposed on the media by the authorities of the National Institute of Technology and sought to know the reasons behind the move. Meanwhile, several organizations including the JKNPP, the JPPF and Shri Ram Sena have called for a Jammu Bandh today to protest alleged police action on outstation students. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
The Delhi High Court has asked Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Veerbhadra Singh to join the CBI probe in a disproportionate assets case along with several others. The court has, however, directed the CBI not to arrest him. The court's order came after Singh assured the court that he was willing to join the investigation and cooperate with the agency. The CBI had told court that Veerbhadra Singh was not cooperating in the probe. The court's order came while disposing of the CBI's plea seeking vacation of Himachal Pradesh High Court's interim order. The High Court order restrained the agency from arresting, interrogating or filing a charge sheet against Veerbhadra Singh in the case. Singh has said that it's a witch hunt against him and that he has done nothing wrong.
सीबीआई के सामने इसी मामले को लेकर 2.5 घंटे मैंने डिपोज किया हुआ है, जिसकी ऑडियो विजुअल फिल्म बनी है, अभी भी तैयार है।
The cremation of Kamla Advani, wife of BJP veteran LK Advani, would be held at Nigam Bodh Ghat at 4 p.m. today evening. Family sources have said that the cremation procession would start from the Prithvi Raj Road residence of the former Deputy Prime Minister at 3 p.m. and would proceed for the Nigam Bodh Ghat. Kamla Advani died on Wednesday evening at the AIIMS following a cardiac arrest. President Pranab Mukherjee and Vice President Mohammad Hamid Ansari have condoled her demise. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also visited Advani's residence last evening. He said he was pained by her death. Several other leaders joined in expressing their condolences. Lok Sabha Speaker Sumitra Mahajan, Congress President Sonia Gandhi, former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh and Chief Ministers of several other states have sent their messages expressing sadness over her demise.
हम सभी कार्यकर्ता इस बात से परिचित हैं कि जब भी अडवाणी जी से मिलने के लिए हम लोग आए हैं, बराबर कमला जी ने हम लोगों का कुशल क्षेम पूछा है और बराबर ये पूछा है क्या खाना है, क्या पीना है। इस प्रकार का देश भर के कार्यकर्ताओं को उनका स्नेह प्राप्त हुआ है, लेकिन उनके निधन से हम सबको तकलीफ हुई है और मैं समझता हूं कि इस समय अडवाणी जी के लिए कमला जी के संबल की अधिक जरूरत थी।
उनके निधन से एक बहुत बड़ा नुकसान जो है न केवल उनकी पार्टी को हुआ है, बल्कि मुझे लगता है कि जो राजनेताओं का एक पूरा जो एक कुनबा है उसमें एक महत्वपूर्ण जो है एक कड़ी उससे चली गई।
And on to some world news now. The World Health Organization has launched its first ever global report on diabetes, drawing attention to a huge rise in the number of adults affected by diabetes. The report says that the number of people with diabetes has quadrupled to 422 million in 2014 from 108 million back in 1980. High blood sugar levels are linked to 3.7 million deaths around the world each year. The numbers are likely to continue increasing unless drastic action is taken. While in the past, the highest rates of diabetes were found in developed countries, it's now low and the middle classes with the most diabetic patients. The WHO report called for governments and the food industry to regulate the fat and sugar content of foods to ensure there were healthy options available to people. The report said the solution required the whole of society to act, since keeping blood sugar levels in check is the only option against the deadly complications of the disease, and that's how the disease can be contained.
Leaders around the world have committed to halt the rise in diabetes and to reduce the number of deaths from non-communicable diseases, including diabetes, by 30% by 2030. If this is to happen, we need more action, and we need it now.
For all the other international stories, here's a quick world wrap. One of the men who carried out the Brussels bomb attacks reportedly worked as a cleaner at the European Parliament in 2009 and 2010. Najim Latroy was named as one of the two bombers who targeted the Zaventem airport. The EU Parliament, however, said that the cleaning firm had provided proof that the person hired had no criminal record at that time. French MPs have passed a law that makes it illegal to pay for sex, imposing fines on clients buying sexual acts. Those convicted would also have to attend classes to learn about the conditions faced by prostitutes. It has taken more than 2 years to pass the controversial legislation because of differences between the two houses of parliament over the issue. Russian President Vladimir Putin has announced the creation of a new National Guard. The force will be formed of Interior Ministry troops to fight terrorism and organized crime. Putin also announced that Russia's Drug Control Agency and Federal Migration Service would become part of the Interior Ministry's remit. Time for some sports news now. India defeated Japan in the opening match of the Sultan Azlan Shah Cup hockey tournament in Malaysia yesterday. India came from a goal behind to register a 2-1 victory. Japan took the early lead as Kenji Kitazato scored in the second quarter to make the scoreline 1-0. However, it was short-lived after Harmanpreet Singh sounded the board to make it 1-1 before half-time. In the third quarter, India took the lead from captain Sardar Singh's goal in the 31st minute to make the scoreline 2-1, and that maintained the lead till the end. India will now play world champions Australia in their next fixture today.
You suspect they're going to have to take the opportunities that come their way.
Some more sports updates in the Sports Beat. Indian shuttler Saina Nehwal and PV Sindhu have progressed to the second round of the Malaysian Open. In the opening round, third seed Saina defeated Thailand's Nitshao Jindapol 21-16, 21-7, while Sindhu beat China's Bing Jiao-hee 21-16, 21-17 in the other match. Spanish giants Real Madrid suffered a shock 2-0 defeat against Wolfsburg in the first leg of the quarter-final tie of the Champions League. Ricardo Rodriguez's penalty in the 18th minute and Maximilian Arnold's strike in the 25th stunned the visitors as they suffered their first defeat in the tournament this season. The return leg will be played in Madrid on the 12th of April. In another quarter-final tie, PSG drew with Manchester City 2-2. Kevin De Bruyne gave City the lead, but Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Adrien Rabiot scored for the hosts to put them ahead. However, Fernandinho's deflected goal earned Manchester City a draw and two crucial away goals. City will host PSG in the return leg next Tuesday. And that's it from us in this bulletin. Thanks for watching.